everyone, Karen here, and today is the second in the series of cards I'm doing using this rectangular set of nesting dies. Now, in review, this nesting die set has 12 pieces, so when I refer to a number, this is going to be number 1, and this is going to be number 12. So for this card today, I am going to have a 5x7 tent-fold card today. I am going to cover the whole front of the card with this 5x7 print paper. I am going to use, for the inside, I am going to use the biggest die, number 12, with number 11, with the messaging already printed on it. And for the front of the card, I am going to use 9 and 10 together like this. And I am going to die cut this to put this on top. This is an edgeable from Crafter's Companion called Springtime Fairy, and it came out a while ago. And I'm also going to use nesting die 1 and 2 that I will be stacking on top of each other with some foam in between that I'm going to put in the corners as an embellishment. Now for the messaging, I have Happy Birthday, and this is die 3 and 4, and I'm not sure if I want to do the pattern or the solid yet, so I cut out one of each and I'll decide when it's time to go put those on. Alright, so let's get started. So the first thing I am going to need to do is I'm going to need to cut this fairy. Now let me put this over to the side. I need to get out my nesting die. So I am going to need I need one more down. I'm going to need number 9. So this is 12, 11, 10, 9. Because I want to cut it out the same size as this one here. So now I need to decide exactly where I want to cut it. Now I know I want the wing here, but I think it has this little fancy kind of piece here. I have a feeling that may end up getting cut off because I want to have more of this over here. So I'm thinking I want to make sure I keep the foot. So I'm thinking along this lines here is what I want to do. So I'm going to take some temporary tape, and I think I'm going to grab a couple more pieces. And this is the Post-it low-tack tape. And I'll put one more piece here because I want to make sure this does not move. And we'll just put that here. Now I'm going to run this through my MIDI because I just have it sitting here to the side. So we'll just put this on here. Let me run this through. Alright, now let's see if this worked. Let's pull this off. Don't need that part. And I think this should all be one piece. I have one little piece here I may have to glue on separate. Alright, let's put the nesting die away. Let's bring in the solid paper. And this also is from a paper pad from Crafter's Companion from a while ago. And I had a few sheets of it left, so I'm just going to use this. Alright, so this will fit just on here. And then I will have to put this piece in. I think this piece went this way, like that. So that should be pretty easy. Alright, so let's get this glued down. I'm just going to put little dabs of glue. Around. Really not even squeezing the bottle. I just want to get some glue on here. Any little spot here that I think is wide enough to get some glue on, or just kind of put some on there. And I'm just going to rub the glue around a little bit. Now because it's cut out of the same shape, I am going to line this up on the bottom here, because that corner should match, then this rounded part should match, and it will come all the way up to the top. Just like that. Now, let's see where this is. Okay, this goes this way. So I'll just take a little bit of glue on here, and I will line that up to the edge. Maybe a little more glue. Didn't quite put enough on there. Make sure that is flush. And there we go. Now that's all cut in the shape of the nesting die. So now this is the next one up. So this was number 9, this is number 10, getting bigger. Now I can either do this flat or I can put it on foam. I think I want to put it on foam. So let's get some foam out. And we'll start putting foam on the back here. This paper is pretty substantial, so I'm not too worried about it collapsing in the middle. Maybe we'll just put a small piece here in the middle. And that one's a little long. Snip that off. All right, this will go on here. Just see when you put and this is just the 1/16 thickness of foam, so it's really not that thick. But when you look at it, it really does add something to your card. Let's take this off and line this up. I'll turn this sideways so you can see that is nowhere near close to the middle. Let's see. Let's try this again. It's still a little crooked. Alright, third time's the charm. I think there is more space in the top and bottom than on the sides here. There we go. So there's our little topper for our card. Look how pretty that looks. And that's all that is 2 nesting dies and part of the edge bowl cut out. Alright, so now let's take the 5x7. So this is going to end up in the middle. But before we do that, let's bring in these pieces here. So this here is the 2 smallest nesting dies. These 2 right here. These 2 tiny ones. And when you stack them on top of each other, they make a nice embellishment. So I am going to put these in the 4 corners. So I have 3 of them already put together. So this is nesting die 2. This is nesting die number 1. And all I did was put a little piece of foam on the back of one. Pull that off. And we'll put this in the center. And then these will get glued down flat. And I think I will glue down the 4 corners first, I think, to make sure I get this in the middle. Let's glue these down. So I am going to put these, I just want equal distance here and here. So about there. Do the same thing in this corner. And if I was going to measure this, I would say that I am putting these, let's move it up a little bit and let's just say 1/4 inch. So let's actually measure, and we'll put it 1/4 inch. I'm just going to hold this at 1/4 inch, so those two are fine. And we'll do the other side. Put glue. And put that over a little bit. And we'll do that 1/4 inch. Turn it this way, go 1/4 inch. And we'll do the last one. And once again, 1/4 inch and 1/4 inch. Okay, so now those are all in the same place. 1/4 inch off each corner there. Alright. So now this will go in the middle. Now we can decide here, do we want to put this flats or put it on more foam? Let's say flat. Kind of thinking I want to raise it up a little bit. Which is fine, because this foam is only 1/16 of an inch, so you absolutely could put 2 layers on here. And it will still go through the mail fine. Now this will just go in the middle. So I'm kind of looking here. I think about here. There we go. Alright, let's take in our card base here. Now this is a card base I had made in 2 pieces with 7.5 inch paper. One was 7.5 by 5. The other one's 5 by 7. You score the 7.5 by 5 at the 1/2 inch, fold it over, glue them together. Will make you a tent fold card if you don't have 14 inch paper. And we'll just glue this over that seam to hide it. This will go in the front, and this is 5 by 7, so it's going to cover the whole front of the card. Alright, so now we have to decide about the message on the front. So I have happy birthday, but now I have to decide if I want it to be print or if I want the solid, and where I want to put it. Kind of leaning toward the solid in the middle. That's where I'm kind of leaning. Because down here I think is too low. I'm thinking right about there, because I don't think up here would be, no, I think I'm going to put it right down here. So this will be flat. And this will go in the middle here. Yeah, the solid. We'll put this in the middle. Yeah, that's still not balanced. I'll put it right here. And I will put this on a little piece of foam. And I think just like this. How do we want to do it here? Alright, just make a decision, put it down there. So there is happy birthday. And then on the inside, let's open up the card. Now here I have the biggest nesting die, which is 4 by 6. and one down, which I have printed the words on. Now I will glue these together. And this will go in the center of the biggest die. Get that off. Not sure what got on my hand there. This will go in the middle. Like that. So there we have it, layout number 2. So we used 9 and 10 for the topper. We cut out the fairy out of 9 to match that. 1 and 2 were the 4 embellishments in the corner. The happy birthday was 3 and 4. And then I used the largest one, number 12, for the printed part, and number 11 for the printed message. Now, if you like this card, please give me a thumbs up, because that is the way YouTube counts everything. And please consider subscribing to my channel. And until next time, stay crafty.